Have you ever caught yourself thinking, all right, I created this career or this business, it's everything I ever wanted, so why doesn't it feel like enough? Why do I still feel hungry for more? What's missing? Maybe it looks successful on paper. You hit your revenue, your sales, or your income targets. You led the team, you grew the brand, you hit the metrics, but somehow it's just not feeling like enough. And so you keep going because that's what high achieving women do, right? Every job has its ups and downs. And then one day you realize this hustle isn't working for me anymore. So what do when the life you built no longer feels like the life you want? You remind yourself you're not crazy, you're not greedy, you've just outgrown your goals. And that's not a failure. It's proof that you've evolved. Okay, in today's video, I will show you exactly what to do next to build a career or a business that matches the life you actually want. And I can't emphasize this enough. The career that you've built so far is not a failure. It has taught you a lot about yourself. And now give yourself permission to move on to the next phase. You get to learn more about yourself at every stage. So if you're watching this, you are still so young and you have so much life left to live. This video will walk you through how to grow in your career in a way that feels flexible, fulfilling, and sustainable so you can create long-term income, impact, and inner peace. Okay, this video really is for women who take their growth, fulfillment, and sustainable success seriously. So whether you're building a business, leading a team, or doing both, you get to have it all in this lifetime. So let's get into it. Now, before I became a peak performance mindset coach, back in the day, I was a tech startup founder working 70 plus hours a week, constantly chasing the next milestone. And from the outside, it looked impressive. I was on all the stages. I was doing all the interviews. I was landing the clients. I was raising the money. I was hiring the team. Now, what I didn't ever slow down enough to realize was just how unfocused and out of alignment I was with my long-term goals, with who I actually wanted to become and the life I actually wanted to live. I was doing way too many things that weren't serving my ultimate objective. I got caught up in all the shoulds of tech startup founder life. And in the end, I pivoted my career 7 times in the first 10 years of work trying to find what felt right. I left finance to start a tech company only to run myself into the ground and then exit entrepreneurship entirely to lead teams in other high growth companies and then make some great money in software sales to buy a home with my husband. And then I looked around and thought, if I keep going down this path, my children are going to see a mom that works way too hard for a shallow version of success, not a deeply fulfilling one. So I decided to go back to entrepreneurship, but approach it way differently this time. And now I've built a sustainable, fulfilling business that feels like a passion project, and my business bends according to the needs of my family. I've created a life that has been deeply optimized for sustainable success on my terms. I work 30 hours a week. Those are the most productive and purposeful weeks of work I've ever had. My clients feel it, my family feels it, and most importantly, I feel it. And that's what I want for you too, because you get to live this life once. So let's talk about how you can build from harmony instead of hustle, even if you lead a team within someone else's business, okay? So here are 3 core shifts that changed my career, my business, my life. Okay, shift number 1, from more to enough. In the words of Bob Proctor, the purpose of life is expansion and fuller expression. We are not here to shrink back into smallness. We are here to grow. And it is absolutely a privilege to do work that you are motivated to do, okay? Here's the truth. You are not a machine, and more is not always better. There is such thing as enough in your work day to day, even in a high growth environment, and even when you're doing work that is driven by passion. At some point, you need to decide what enough looks like for you in income, in hours, in impact, and in energy. Okay? Sometimes I just pause and ask myself, what's the rush? If this result comes 2 months later than I want it to, how dramatically different is my life? And usually it's not much. Okay? So ask yourself, what does enough feel like in my body, in my life? What's the actual lifestyle I want, not just the business or the career I think I should be building? Okay, this is the starting point of harmony, because if your internal satisfaction isn't rising with your external accomplishments, something is out of alignment. Shift number 2, from rigid productivity to flexible growth. Okay, this is your reminder that you don't need another optimized morning routine or color-coded calendar. You need rhythms that flex with your life. Okay, I will give you an example. I am so excited to begin to do early mornings again, but I'll be honest, with a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, my sleep quality has been very unpredictable and truly all over the place. So I have given myself a ton of grace, and right now I do some of my work when the rest of my family has gone to bed because I don't know if I will get enough sleep to make an early morning realistic. And that's okay. Every stage is temporary. All right, when you allow yourself to ebb and flow with your energy, your family season, in your creative cycles, you embrace a pace that matches the natural ups and downs of your life. Okay, sustainable success is fluid. It evolves with you. Shift number 3, from ego metrics to meaning metrics. At some point, your metrics are going to shift from how much did I get done, or how much did I make this month, to did I show up every day this week the way I wanted to? Am I embodying the identity that I want to? Am I being the best version of myself to create the best version of my life possible? It all sounds so cliche, but this is what life is about. Who do you want to be while you are here? I'll say that again. Who do you want to be while you are here? Because if the ladder you're climbing doesn't lead to fulfillment, it's time to get off that ladder. Okay? In order to maximize your income and impact, you have to feel connected to your work and your mission. Your why has to be powerful. Your desires, your words, your actions, they all need to be in harmony. Otherwise, you will hit resistance. You'll be operating from force, not from flow, and you'll start to wonder what you're missing. So don't gaslight yourself. You are smarter than that. You're never stuck on a specific path. You're here to evolve, to grow, to change your mind, to rise higher and reach your fullest potential in this lifetime. Okay? Now, here's the exact framework I use with my clients to help them grow without burning out. I call it Erica's Sustainable Success Process. All right, part 1, realign. Realign your goals based on your values and your priorities. Okay, no more goals that came from a previous version of you that gave too much weight to the opinions of others. Part 2. Reduce stress with systems, support, and strategy. Okay, our world is noisy and fast and distracting. Reducing stress to focus and stay clear is truly non-negotiable. Okay, you simplify, delegate, and protect your energy like it's valuable, because it is. And part 3, refocus. Okay, identify your highest return on investment actions. If you only got to do one thing during each workday, what does that one thing need to be? You do less, but what you do gets results. This is what brought me to quit all of the Meta platforms, right? My value comes in the form of YouTube videos and LinkedIn conversations. Right? Now, when you apply this sustainable success process, your life, your career, and your business expands naturally with less pressure and more power. It is not your fault. This world is so noisy and distracting, but it's your responsibility to take your power back, to get laser focused on the version of your life that you're willing to fight for. Okay? No one can make it happen but you. Now, if you're ready to build a business, a side hustle, or a career that fits your version of success, and you want to create clarity, momentum, and meaningful results without burning out, let's talk. At the time of filming this video, I offer private one-on-one coaching. My group mastermind is launching in October 2025, and YouTube is where I will be for education and motivation-focused content for women that are leading teams and building businesses to optimize for income and impact. Okay, you don't have to figure all of this out on your own. I'd love to help you collapse time on your next chapter. Please remember, you're not crazy. You're definitely not asking for too much. You are simply evolving, and you've outgrown your old goals. This is your invitation to dream bigger and design a life that feels as good as it looks. Okay, let this next chapter be built from alignment, not obligation. You are here to lead, to live fully, to do work that expands with you and supports your peace, your health, your relationships, and your power. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to catch the rest of this series to reclaim your time, your energy, and your vision as a powerful leader, and I will see you in the next video.